Grand day to you, chosen divine beings. It's your girl Ocean Messenger here with another message from the waves. I hope that your day is going well for you guys and that you are continuing to have that gratitude in your attitude as you move with the ebb and flow of your day. Ashe. So today's topic, wanted to talk a little bit about power and control and about violence when it comes to physically or schmexually. And I'm going to be going off of a wheel here. I'll give you a brief look at what I'm looking at, and we're going to go over some of these things today when it comes to power and control and how the order should be and what tactics need to be eliminated and put to a halt, abrupt halt in these current days and times. So on the wheel, we have certain tactics that are used, and on this pinwheel, it is specifically for masculines as far as their forms of power and control. But as we know, you guys, Divine Collective, it goes both ways. So if you hear me saying it in a male or masculine way, just know that it does go for both counterparts, the narcissistic feminines and masculines as well. So first on the tactics of the wheel, we have using coercion and threats, threatening to damage her reputation in the eyes of the church. It says here, I'm going to tell the pastor about you, threatening to divorce her, forbidding her to talk to church leadership, and limiting her social environment. And as I have also explained before to you guys, not every religion is bad and not every church setting is bad. But as I've also stated, it is a very good way for a lot of these narcissists to put on another mask and to go in there and portray themselves to be godly and to be in the upright standing. And at the end of the day, they are just sneaky little wolves in sheep's clothing. And so when it comes to the religious background and setting of all of that, for those of you that do go to church and you might be dealing with an abusive partner, do not let them try to manipulate you and control you, because in their heads, they think that they're ultimately God, and so they want to use the Bible and religion to try and control you. Don't allow such entities to do that to you. Next tactic we have is using intimidation, attributing problems to her faults, her bad influence, saying things such as, you bring curses to this family, accusing her of being possessed by evil, of acting against God, or an example saying you're listening to Satan, not God. So that ties in with the first tactic. The next tactic we have using emotional abuse, questioning her commitment to God, telling her the problem is that she has to get right with God, attacking her as a mother, accusing her of being ungrateful. Ties into the first two tactics. Next one is using isolation. And this one I've had to deal with a lot in my life, and not just from narcissistic romantic partnerships, but narcissistic people from past, dealing with family and frenemies. So this they will definitely try to do. Enlisting the pastor, church elders, or others in the church to chastise, to pressure her to be more supportive or concede to his authority, forbidding her to attend church or to attend a church of her choice, invoking prohibitions against divorce, insisting she restrict her work life to the home and homeschooling, defining her role as his helpmate to the exclusion of others, basically saying a woman's place is with her husband. Next is minimizing, denying, and blaming. This one is lovely. Here we go. Invoking scripture to avoid being accountable for his abusive behavior. Examples saying Jesus forgave, casting them both as sinners, telling her that she needs to pray about the problem, insisting that he has repented, therefore she must forgive him, shifting responsibility for the abuse to her, If you only acknowledged I was the priest of this family, this wouldn't have happened, saying such things as that. Blaming Satan, telling her that it's the command to forgive others, saying things like no matter what they've done, or I'm sorry, let me see. Telling her that it's the command to forgive others no matter what they've done. Basically saying you must put up with what they do to you, how they treat you, what they say to you, and that you're supposed to just, at the end of the day, submit and put up with all that. And that would be a definite no. Justifying his actions and saying things as, if you were a good Christian woman, if you were a good Christian woman, you would ... Sorry, guys, this print is small, so bear with me here. Next tactic is using the children, using the babies. This one I can't stand. Making her feel guilty about the children's problems. Examples: doing poorly in school, being sick, or attempting to avoid him. Telling the children that their mother is a 403, that their mother is unfaithful, a sinner, unloving, unforgiving, or that she's not being a good Christian and that she won't go to heaven. Threatening to take the children if she considers leaving the relationship. I definitely had to deal with that, you guys. And, it's really just sick at the end of the day. I really can't stand when it comes to the baby's confirmation hiccup. So many good parents out there. It doesn't just go for mothers, and for people to slander good parents and take their children away and ultimately just have them in a living tormented hell is the audacity for me on that. But let's scroll on over to the next tactic. We have using male privilege, proclaiming that wives must submit to their husbands in all matters, seeing himself as the conduit for God's word, saying things such as, I prayed about this and God told me. Definitely have heard that before. Making decisions about her appearance, clothing, hairstyle, use of makeup. Saying things such as, the wife hath no power over her own body. Diminishing her relationship with God. And saying things such as, if you knew your place in God's order, ... And, it's funny to me because, the end of the day, your counterpart wants you to look good. Well, I'll say those narcissistic counterparts, they want you to look good, but they only want you to look good for them. And I have had experiences where, I was told, you don't ever get dressed up and you don't ever want to put on makeup. And that was because, one, I was meant to stay in the house and not to go anywhere, and that was because I was unknowingly the third party in the situationship. And two, because when I did get dressed up and put on makeup and stuff, it would be to go out of the house to look, presentable and to carry myself in such a way, and that was a problem. So it was okay for me to, get dressed up and dolled up for him when he would come home so he could do whatever he wanted to me. But it wasn't okay for me to look appropriate for my own self to go out of the house. And then, you get told the comments like, who are you getting all dressed up for? Where you think you're going? And things like that. And that's just ridiculous. So, if you're going through these tactics, just know that at the end of the day, it's about you, and no one should have any form of control over you, over your free will, and over your life, period. The next and last tactic on this wheel is using economic abuse, that financial abuse, you guys. Restricting outside employment because, quote unquote, the man is the provider and a mother should be home with the children. Withholding information or access to household finances because, quote unquote, the man is the head of the house and a woman should submit to her husband. And yes, those are definitely tactics like to hold money over your head, make you have to beg and plead and grovel and want you to get on your knees and bear your face in the ground to just try and be able to be financially supported. And that would be another no for you guys out there that are enduring this or experiencing this. all parts of this will, anything in there that you're going through, you need to expeditiously get yourself out of that relationship. And it might be a little hard because at the end of the day, when you're in the house and you're stuck in there while they're out and about and doing their thing, they're slandering you behind your back. And so, especially to people where they think where you'll be able to go get some kind of any form of help. And so they tarnish that off and cut that help out. And so it might be a little bit hard for you guys. So you're really going to have to do your research and really just dig into your surrounding resources at this time if you are experiencing these things, and really just climb yourself out of that mud and, move on to calmer waters, I would say, expeditiously. So, on the next wheel, we are going to talk about equality, nonviolence. If you want, you can take a screenshot. More than welcome. The first one on the wheel is negotiation and fairness. What we should all be doing in any kind of counterpart relationship, or whether romantically, family-wise, friendship-wise, co-worker-wise. These are the behaviors that we should be having all the way around, and that we should be looking into and receiving, I would say. So the first one is negotiation and fairness, seeking mutuality, satisfying resolutions to conflict, accepting change, being willing to compromise. Next, non-threatening behavior, talking and acting so that she or he feels safe and comfortable expressing him or herself and doing things. Next, respect, listening to him or her non-judgmentally, being emotionally affirming and understanding, valuing opinions. Next, trust and support, supporting her goals in life, his or her goals in life, respecting his or her right to own their feelings, friends, activities, and opinions. Honesty and accountability is next. Accepting responsibility for self, and that's a big one. A lot of people do not want to accept accountability and responsibility for their actions, and then they want to question why their lives are up in flames and nothing is going right. And, seeing the movie The Color Purple, where Celie was saying, until you do right by me, everything that you touch, everything that you do is going to fail. And, that's exactly how it is. And when those feelings start coming into their life, they want to be abusive and aggressive towards the one that hasn't even done anything to them. And that is so wrong. And so being able to admit being wrong, communicating openly and truthfully, taking off those masks, being the person that you truly are. And if you truly are a narcissist, being in the knowing that nobody wants to be around that and accepting that until you can change your ways. Next is responsible parenting, sharing parental responsibilities, being a positive, non-violent role model for the children. And that is something that, these vicious cycles need to close out with, is these narcissistic parents having their children witness them being abusive to their parents or to people around in general, and also not passing down that narcissism to their children so that they can repeat the cycle. Ashel, enough is enough, and I'm sick of it. Next, we have shared responsibility, mutually agreeing on a fair distribution of work, making family decisions together. And as far as that, I will take that for those that are in separation. One, not holding the children as pawns, not gaslighting and stirring the children up to make it seem as if their parental is a bad parent. And definitely when it comes to the separation and it comes down to the terms of who's going to get the kids when and how, there needs to be a mutuality and respect as far as it comes to the concerns of those kids, because at the end of the day, the separation doesn't have anything to do with those poor children who are already grieving and going through separation anxiety in the first place. And so there needs to be mutual respect and fair conditions as far as who gets the kids and when, unless the other parent is abusive or has other issues going on, which is understandable. So yeah, there definitely needs to be shared responsibility and shared commitment to taking care of those babies. Next, we have economic partnership, making money decisions together, making sure both partners benefit from financial arrangements. It's very true. It is not acceptable to be in a commitment with somebody and breadcrumb them. You're baking a whole loaf of bread for yourself and you expect them to survive off of breadcrumbs. That is so not right. And the last on this will is negotiation and fairness, seeking. I'm sorry, I think we did that one. So yeah, we did the whole will on that one. And the next will that we have, which is very important to me, is love and care for your children, nurturing your children. You could take a screenshot if you should, please. First is trust and respect, acknowledging children's right to have their own feelings, friends, activities, and opinions, to promote independence, allow for privacy. And that's a big one for you narcissistic parents out there, is being able to stay out of your children's business. It's not your business what they do, especially after they're 18 and have left your care. Respect feelings for other parent and believe your children. And that's a big one as well. If your children are coming to you and they're telling you that something has happened to them, it is best and wise for you to take execution and action into protecting those babies and to believing them and not making it seem as if they're being liars. That's their lives and you're messing with their innocence. And so that needs to stop as well. The next one over is promote emotional security. Talk and act so that children feel safe and comfortable expressing themselves. Be gentle, be dependable. Allow those babies to be able to freely and to be able to express their emotions so that they don't have to bottle them up and become aggressive adults in the future. Next, provide physical security. Very, very important. Provide food, shelter, clothing. Teach personal hygiene and nutrition. Monitor safety. Maintain a family routine and attend to their wounds, not just physically, their little boo-boos, but to their hearts, you guys, and to their mental state and emotions. Next, provide discipline. Be consistent. Ensure rules are appropriate to age and development of child. Be clear about limits and expectations. Use discipline to give instruction, not to punish. And that is very important, you guys. It's very important how we handle our babies because they're so innocent and so vulnerable and, they just have sweet little precious hearts and they don't most of the time know any better. And for narcissistic parents to take their anger and their life's problems and to pour that into their babies, that offers no sense of security or protection. And so we're not here to punish them. We are here to instruct them and to guide them in a direction that is productive and positive for them so that they can be a benefit to this world and so that they can be productive citizens to society. Asheo. Next is give time. Definitely give quality time to your babies. Participate in your children's lives, activities, school, sports, special events and days, celebrations, friends. Include your children in your activities. Reveal who you are to your children. And that's very, very important to do. Next is encourage and support. Be affirming. Encourage children to follow their interests. Let children disagree with you. Recognize improvement. Teach new skills. Let them make mistakes. Also very important, especially following their own interests. As I said yesterday, we are not meant to have the same careers, to have the same beliefs, to act in such ways. We're not supposed to take certain aspects of our parentals and move forward in our own lives. So you won't be able to move forward in your own life if you are being a copycat of your parental, and it's up to the parental to understand that, overstand that, understand that, supremely stand it, that their child is not their mirror, is not their 2.0 of how they wanted their lives to go, or the things that they didn't get to do in their life now they want their kids to do. It shouldn't work like that. We are all individually unique, just like snowflakes are all different. That is exactly how we are. We all have our own blueprint in this life, and we all have our own callings in this life. And so for narcissistic parents out there, your children are not you. So sit it down. I'm just going to say that respectfully. Next is give affection. Express verbal and physical affection. Be affectionate when your children are physically or emotionally hurt. Don't just tune them off and tell them to suck it up and to dry their tears. No, their tears and their emotions are real. Just like your tears and emotions are real. And at the end of the day, would you want anyone treating you like that? No, you would not. And you wouldn't accept it and you wouldn't tolerate it. So, how dare you do that to your children, for you narcissistic parents out there? Next, we have care for yourself. Give yourself personal time. Very important to be able to pull yourself away and have a moment of peace. You know, if you have little ones out there, make sure they're put somewhere where they're safe and they have something to do for a few minutes, even if it is just for a few minutes, you guys, because I know a lot of you parents out there are busy, especially you single parents out there. Sometimes it feels like there's not a lot of moments where you can have a little bit of time to yourself, but make sure that you do try to, organize or rearrange your schedule a little bit so that you can put that time into yourself. Next, it says keep yourself healthy. Very important, so you have that longevity. Maintain friendships and accept love. You definitely need to accept it, especially for you empaths out there that love to dish that love out. So yeah, that goes for that pinwheel right there. Just wanted to put that out there. It was deep on my heart, you guys, and so just wanted to talk about it. I'm going to pull a few questions that we can ask ourselves for the day per usual. I have 3 that fell out, so we'll take those. The first card, we have the Fire Within. The Seeker, a card about mindful exploration, about the ability to observe, notice details, catch the invisible, to seek deeper. Exactly what I'm trying to do, and a lot of you guys out there are as well. Questions we can ask: what am I researching right now in my life? What small things might give me answers? And where do I need to be more attentive in my life? Next, Memory. I let myself soften. This card is about allowing yourself to soften, about releasing control and relaxing into self-trust. Questions you can ask: what can I let go of today? Can I trust softness instead of control? For you control freaks out there, good question. It's okay to be soft, and it's okay for you masculines out there to show emotions. You do not have to be so guarded and tough and rough and abusive for a lot of you guys. It is okay to tap into that divine feminine energy and to allow yourself to be soft and to be nurturing and to show love at the end of the day, and most importantly, show that love to yourself so that you don't feel so aggressive and abusive. Ashale. Next card, I feel calm when. Dream. Sleep is not just rest, it is a space for deep restoration and quiet answers that come in silence. What does recovery through sleep mean to me? Do I allow myself to rest fully? What helps me restore and sleep well, and what gets in the way? And for that last one, for you empaths out there, for you seers, for you hearers, for you prophets and prophetesses out there that do receive a lot of downloads in your dreams, it is a good thing to, if you don't have little ones that wake you up and you completely forget your dream, if you can write down your dreams, it's a good thing to do at this time. My dreams have been wild the last couple of nights. I have sisters and exes and brothers and exes, moms, and all kinds of people coming into my dreams lately, really trying it. So, just pay attention to that. And if you see certain people that have been abusive from your past popping up in your dreams lately, just know, they're still trying to come at you any way that they can. If they can't come at you physically, then they're definitely going to try and come at you in your mental state. Just, pay attention to them, like I said, and definitely take heed to the warnings and allow the Most High to just, wisp you away in your dreams. Definitely tune into maybe some chamomile tea before you go to sleep. I've gotten a really nice blend of chamomile tea. I won't say where it's from and what kind it is because there's nosy ones out there trying to see what I'm up to. But, just try to find certain ways that you can put yourself into a peaceful sleep, and allow the Most High to transmute those dreams for you guys at this time as well. I'll just leave that at that. Let's see what the spiritual realms want to say to us from our ancestors, our galactic guides, archangels, and I think I said ancestors. They're very important. So 2 cards that fell on the ground. Pick those up in a second. And 2 cards that fell on the top. So 2-2, guys. Let's see. Well, I guess I had 3 at the top. So 2-3. That's very significant right there. First card, look past what you feel. Look past what you feel are your incapabilities. Instead, focus on everything you have achieved so far. It is okay to acknowledge your weakness, but keep in mind that they don't define you. Your strength and your beautiful soul are clear for all to see. Keep shining out there, you guys. If your mindset is fixed, try to free yourself from that. Rise above it. Don't place limitations on what you think you can achieve. Don't stand in your own way. Allow yourself to flourish in all ways. Welcome abundance in all forms into your life. It is abundant season. It is here, you guys. Make it your mission to accept all parts of you, the good and what you perceive to be your imperfections. And I like how it says that, and what you perceive to be your imperfections. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks about you. What people think about you has nothing to do with you. So don't worry about that and stand uniquely in your boldness. So don't look for any outside validation. It's already within you. Once you realize your true beauty and potential, you will never doubt yourself again. Asheo. I just got goosebumps. You are not moving too slowly. Drop the self-induced pressure. You are at the sweet spot between taking care of yourself and still making advancements on your goals. On this path, there is no such thing as being behind. Smile, breathe, and carry on. I love that. And I will say this, because the Most High is putting this on my mind right now before I read the last one. It is, the days are warming up. And for those of you that do not entertain really anybody from your past, family, frenemies, associates, co-workers, so on and so forth. It is coming into this summer season, and there's going to be a lot of barbecues and picnics and family gatherings such as family reunions and so forth. And there's going to be a lot of pictures popping up, on the YouTube, on the Facebook, on the Instagram, and so on and so forth. Do not let those pictures that might pop up of those people from your past who are putting on fake smiles, because at the end of the day, they're really not happy. One, because you're not in their life anymore. You were the sunshine, and it's no fun when the sunshine is gone. So don't let those gatherings of people from your past get you down, you guys. Continue to stand, like I keep saying, uniquely in your own boldness. Continue to pour in that self-love to yourself, and take yourself out and go do those things that you want to go do. Because, I remember in my past going to family functions and everybody smiling in each other's faces. But as soon as people would go home, they were already talking about people from the family functions. And so, at the end of the day, people from our past, they're really not truly happy in life because they're not happy with themselves. So don't let the fake smiles and the pretty pictures get you fooled, because it's really not how they feel or who they are at this time. So, continue to let them trying to trick the world and trying to trick everybody around them. For us seers, they can't trick us. So continue to move forward with that intuition and in the knowing that the Most High is divinely aligning everything up for us. So don't let those things get you down, tribe. Next, And the last one of this set is, instead of pushing yourself so hard, stop, breathe, and reevaluate. You are doing enough, even if it doesn't feel like it. Don't wear yourself out to the point of exhaustion. It is not worth it. Balance your time more wisely. Asheo. And I'll do something a little bit different today. Pull some Uno numbers. Let's see what falls out. I will take whatever it does. You can scramble them how you would like to today, you guys. They could be parts of addresses, phone numbers, zip codes, birth dates, spiritual guidance numbers, or it could just be one of your favorite numbers, you guys. Yeah, woo, I got two that fell off. I'll pick those up in a second. Flying everywhere. All right, give me just a second, you guys. I'll pick this up. The numbers that we have on the floor are, the first two I picked up, 13. So a lot of death going on, and not just in the forms of physical, just a lot of endings to people from our past. And for those people from the past, they're having a lot of endings with their finances, with partnerships, with relationships, with life in general right now. Just having a death of ego, of everything right now. So yeah, and the next number we have is 8. Next number we have 7. Ooh, the red flag 7. I have a lot. I'm just going to put this out here because God's got me in a little funny mode right now. But yeah, I have a lot of red flag 7s out there. We have July 3rd. That's a 7. We have June 7th. That's a 7. We have another July, I won't say. And then there's there's 2 Leos out there that would be 7, and they're all red flags for me. So confirmation on that. Next card is the 0. They are all canceled out. Asheo, thank you, Most High. Next card, we have the 9, and it's in yellow. The divine feminine, the sunshine, the sun babies. We have another 9. We have 1. And we have 4. And you guys can mix those numbers up however you would like. I guess I could spread them out real quick and see what I see. Let's see. So for the ones, we have, I see 11, of course, 1. We have 19, we have 14, 13, 18, 10, 19, 17. For the 7, we have 78 or 87, 79 or 97, 74 or 47, 73 or 37, 70 or 7, and then 79 or 97 and again. For the 9, we have 94 or 49, 93 or 39, 99 and 99, 90 and 9, 98 or 89. For the 4 card, we have 43 or 34, 49, 94, 40 or 4 again. We have 84 or 48. For the 8 card, we have 80 or 8, 89, 98, 38 or 83. We have for the 0 card, of course, 9 or 90. 0, or sorry, we have 3 or 30. And for the last cards, we have 39 and 93 again. So those are the numbers. Scribble and scrabble them however you would like to, you guys. I hope something that I said to you today, guys, can resonate with you guys. Something that you can meditate on, ask yourself about, use your third eye about, and something to encourage you to just keep moving forward. Divine tribe out there. And for you karmic narcissists out there, definitely some reflection questions you can definitely ask yourselves as well. For divine collective out there, for those of of you that are on your platforms and speaking your truth about what you've been through and what you are currently seeing in today's times. Continue to do so. Don't only stand up for yourself and speak up for yourself, but allow yourself to reach your hand backwards to allow somebody to be pulled up from the depths that they're going through. And for those that are not able to speak up for themselves at this time, that have not found their inner strength or power as well, those would be for God's babies, which would be the infants, the youth, the divine feminines that have the babies and the youth, for the elderly, for the disabled. I shall. So you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you on the next one.